The next option is Vignette. Let me load a video and make a new composition with it. Now select Vignette from the drop-down. As you see, it makes a dark hollow around the video. By activating and inactivating it, you can feel its effect better. You can also adjust its intensity to manage the amount of darkness of the hollow. Furthermore, you can adjust its position on the composition. By changing this value, you can change its smoothness. You can also manage the amount of its expansion on the scene by changing its scale value. Here we have intensity that I talked about it. And finally, this checkbox is to define the shape of this effect to be like a circle or an ellipse. Another option to talk about is Pin Plus. This option is really functional for animating. Load such an image in your After Effects. By footage, make a new composition. This option turns the pins made by Puppet Position Pin tool into null objects that helps you animate pin part easier. Now pin these organs up. If you want to move its head and give it an excite effect, the item does not accept excite effect. If you want to animate the pin with an excite effect, in the first frame drag the head a bit to the right and 10 frames forward to be reset. Then select the keyframe and give it an excite effect. You see, it does not work. So, to animate pin items with excite effect, we need to work with Pin Plus. Since, select the layer and click on Pin Plus. This option makes a null object for each pin and parent each pin to its null object. It also makes a general null object that by moving it the object moves too. Now we can animate this object by these null objects. Activate Position Chronometer and adjust its position. Take this keyframe to the first frame and in frame 20, take the null shape back to its first position. Now you can give it an excite effect to have such an animation. To see this animation better, make the keyframes closer to each other. If you remember, I said that orders of this script work only on transform values. If our composition is bigger than the layer, you must press Ctrl K on your keyboard to open composition settings and set the size of the composition to 1920, 1080. Now you can pin it again and use Pin Plus option. As you see, null objects are in wrong positions. It's because the position of puppet pins is calculated according to the size of the layer, but the position of null objects are made in accordance with the size of our composition. To solve this problem, press Ctrl Z to cancel the changes. And by using a line panel, move your layer to the left side of upper part of composition. Now by Puppet Position Pin tool, pin the layer and click on Pin Plus. Now our null objects are in the correct position and you can move the object by its main null object. The next option is Color Rig. This option makes your layer pre-com. It helps you adjust the color of layer by making some effects on it. For instance, you can adjust black point and white point of the scene. This checkbox helps you compare the color of the scene before and after using this option. By this one you can activate or inactivate the effect, and by this you can make your scene black and white. And finally we have this option that is for quick correction of the color.